Good evening. Happy Sunday. All right, ready to kick things off. How's everybody's weekend been? And some exciting things that have happened or not happened. Mainly on the not happened. At least in the US servers. The not happened with the CoTA being or not CoTA. Incursions being canceled. Hello on YouTube, Zom956. How are you doing tonight? I haven't heard if there still were any people in, I don't know if it was APAC or EU that had gotten stuck in between servers, but hopefully they got that resolved. Because that'd definitely be disappointing. It was really surprising because as many times as incursions have gone on, I'm extremely surprised that a problem like that would pop up. The corrupted cybernetic implant versus slipstream for base raid, which would you take? That's a really tough question. I mean, on the cracking side of things, the slipstream would probably be useful, but the I get a level where you have an amalgam already. Nice. That one's about attacking. I mean, that one's gonna definitely, the corrupted cybernetic implant's gonna help with the attack side of things. I think it probably would be more effective than quantum slipstream. Yeah, I would say that'd be more useful for base rating to have the corrupted cybernetic implant. As an overall aspect thing of the game, quantum slipstream is one of the best forbidden techs in the entire of the game right now. It's one of the better ones for all around gameplay. The Mantis one. Green. I don't even know if I have that one unlocked yet. I don't even have that one unlocked. The one I was thinking of, the Orion cargo transporter, was kind of a nice one. For your amalgam, because it increases the ability for the amalgam to do things. Hello, Dustin. How you going? How's it going tonight? On away teams, I can claim 4 BPs for G6 ships. That's not too bad. Headache and diarrhea all weekend. Ooh, that's rough. Hopefully you're starting to feel better at least. I know there's been a lot of people that have been catching a stomach bug. A lot of people. Bellax, is there any cost efficiency for priority tokens? In one of the faction stores, I think Augment Exile has this advanced drafting. It's a favor. So you need to have Reliant at a certain level, but that does give you additional chest pull opportunities. This game is so big, I like it. It is. I mean, it's been going for, like 8 years, so it's had lots of room to grow both like vertically and horizontally. Not sure if stomach bug, more likely hecromatitis or diabetes is acting up. Yeah, that's always possible. Well, hopefully you've been in touch with the doctor or have an appointment to get checked out, because definitely important to stay on top of things, because diarrhea can be rough with the fluid loss and stuff. Especially if you combine that with diabetes. So I've been a little bit careful with how I've been engaging in the content today. I saw that they made a release for an upcoming arc. I was gonna call it the next month's arc, but it's technically no longer monthly arc, so I'm gonna try to refer to it as arc 89. I've been doing a pretty good job of avoiding information about that so far. I've gleaned enough to be able to see that Borg Sphere is on the horizon, which was very, 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 very expected, just due to the little bit of hints that they've had, and like the new Conqueror armadas are Borg Spheres. I don't know if it's what the Borg Sphere's impact is in the game yet. We're gonna find out about that tonight. All those things are all hidden. But yeah, it'll be fun and interesting. The guy making the video for the sphere looks pale and frightened. I'm guessing that was Hammy. Since our Borg spheres are battleships, I don't know yet. I haven't watched the video yet, so let's let's take a peek and see what the hamster says about it. I imagine it'll be interesting. All right. I'm assuming it's hamster. All right. Full screen. Why is that showing so weird? There. Good evening, Tin Man Trek. I'm just gonna take a peek at today's video to get a little understanding on what the new arc is gonna be.
Howdy, Commanders. Update 89 brings with it one of the most distinctive and important ships in all of Star Trek, the Borg Sphere. A smaller cousin of the Borg Cube, the Sphere was once a scouting vessel that was...
Okay, so Sphere is definitely a new ship. This may be this may be the most exciting one that I've seen.
often underestimated. Rebuilt by the Borg Queen after
I didn't think I was going to be excited for Borg Sphere, but I'm kind of excited seeing this.
altering the past and equipped with an interdimensional drive, it was stolen by FCM data and now, centuries later, fights to stop the Borg Collective's expansion and challenge their hive mind supremacy. The Borg Sphere is an epic G5 battleship and was designed to combat the new Conqueror Borg Suppressor and Obliterator hostiles. It also unlocks new rewards and new tasks.
Let's back that up just a hair.
Borg Suppressor and Obliterator hostiles.
I want to see if there's anything new jumping out in the store. So this is at freelancer level. Where's my game? I had a ship die. Luckily, it's just an OPL minor. Then back up. So my store I'm at the freelancer level myself. So I see SNW, Black Ops, Mbenga, Winadami, Gul Dukat. Okay, so all that stuff's the same up to that point.
Also unlocks new rewards and new tasks in the Maverick faction store, including a choice of G5 to G7 ship parts, 3 new artifacts, 2 refits which are unlocked
Okay, so transwarp drive. I'm guessing that's going to be the instant
for
jump.
free at certain tiers, and more.
Simulation protocol. I'm guessing this is going to be in the blog post.
New weekly tasks are being introduced to accelerate Maverick faction progression. The Conqueror Borg hostile hunt includes 5 solo tasks, which will require a progressively higher tier of Borg sphere to score.
Oh. Join forces with your alliance to destroy Conqueror Borg hostiles at level 55 or higher. Find these in the simulated around the assimilated soul system. Assimilated soul. Interesting.
Players will unlock more solo tasks as their ops level increases and can complete multiple tasks simultaneously. As higher level hostiles will also count towards lower level tasks, allowing players to stack credit and reputation gains. The Alliance version of the Conqueror Borg hostile hunt task allows each Alliance member to contribute by completing their solo sphere tasks. The Borg sphere comes with 3 always-on passive abilities.
Increased base damage against Conqueror Borg suppressors and obliterators. Increase apex barrier against Conqueror Borg suppressors and obliterators. We are definitely in G5 territory because it is taking regular mats. It's not taking Sigma.
Omicron Particle Charge and Apex Dispersion Field increase damage and Apex Barrier against Conqueror Borg suppressors and obliterators. The Quantum Nullification Pulse ability disables their Quantum Resonance Beam and Hyperthermic Resonance Beam abilities. The Borg Sphere has 2 refits that unlock for free as
Hyperthermic. The keyword there was hyperthermic. I wonder if that has any bearing with the aggregation stuff at all.
certain tiers. Each refit grants a new ability. The Transwarp Drive refit unlocks a tier 4 and allows the Borg Sphere to instantly warp to another system using transwarp manifolds.
Okay, instant warp.
A daily chest of transwarp manifolds in the Maverick faction store.
Okay, so this is just like the regular Borg cube stuff.
The Assimilation Protocol refit unlocks a tier 5. When activated, it applies the Assimilate state to the target player at the start of combat for 2 rounds.
Applies assimilate state to players. Interesting.
Using the Borg Sphere to defeat the new Conqueror Borg suppressor hostiles completes new Borg Sphere tasks that reward epic Maverick credits. These epic credits can be spent in the Maverick store for Borg Sphere parts. Epic Maverick credits. These epic credits can be
Increases the cost efficiency of black market schematics for research nodes. That must be the new research material.
spent in the Maverick store for Borg Sphere parts.
Hello, Yorg.
Borg Sphere prototype forbidden tech and chaos tech shards and upgrade materials, 3 new epic artifacts, your
Ship parts and Maverick faction. So they're opening up ship part things. Oh, I see that. They've got the little sphere sign there.
choice of G5 to G7 ship.
All right, what else do we have? So there's a sphere-based periphery intel. There's a sphere-based Borg parts, ship parts, the selectable ship parts. G5, G6. I'm guessing it's probably going to also be G7.
parts, and more. The new Conqueror Borg Suppressor Hostile is a drone from an alternate dimension, driven to bring this universe under assimilation. It has two ship abilities. The first ability, the Quantum Resonance Beam, instantly destroys any player ship that is not a Borg sphere. Its other ability, Evolutionary Assimilation, scales by grade level. G5 variants have increased Apex Barrier, G6 variants have increased Apex Barrier and critical damage, G7 suppressors have increased Apex Barrier, critical damage, and critical chance.
Interesting.
The Borg Sphere is designed to engage the other new Conqueror Borg Obliterator Hostile, which will also annihilate any non-Borg Sphere ship. Furthermore, it has hyperthermic decay, which has a high risk of instantly destroying your Borg Sphere. However, the Obliterator offers 3 times the task points if you defeat it. Commanders should be aware that the new Chaos Tech, the Interplexing Beacon, has a hyperthermic stabilizer which counters the Obliterator's hyperthermic decay. Something to keep in mind when crewing the Borg Sphere.
Okay, so there are... So we're going to have a ship. And there's going to be Chaos Tech that goes with it. Decreases shield mitigation, reduces critical chance. That critical chance ability is only really going to pay off in G7 the way that it looked. I'll be very interested to see what the sourcing mechanic looks like for this interplexing beacon. Why does he look like he's going to cry? Because he doesn't blink.
Counters the Obliterator's hyperthermic decay. Something to keep in mind when crewing the Borg Sphere. The Collective has retrieved.
So we're not going to be able to use Janeway, Picard, S&W Pike. That's really interesting how they keep on adding these officer things. I can kind of see the reason for excluding Picard and Janeway, because they've both been assimilated, so they could be ineffective or something. I don't know about Pike. I don't remember Pike specifically.
Information about the greatest captains who could present a danger to the Borg. The biodata of Catherine Janeway, Enterprise E. Picard, and Christopher Pike has been corrupted. Also arriving with Update 89 are new prototype tech and chaos tech tailored to improve combat performance against the new Borg hostiles. In addition to improving the Borg sphere's warp speed.
Okay, so prototype tech. Warp speed, Apex Shred. That's what I was expecting to see. I think we already had a leak of the Borg operating table. Like, we already knew that one was coming. I think that was one of their streamer video things. I'm interested in the kill any player ability. It must be a self-destruction, kill player with a big cooldown, but can be useful for hunting. I haven't seen it yet.
The Borg operating table prototype tech boosts the Borg sphere's apex shred and critical damage against the new Borg hostiles. It also reduces critical damage they deal to the Borg sphere. It should be noted that the Borg operating table becomes especially useful against G6 Plus Borg Conqueror suppressors and obliterators. The interplexing beacon chaos tech increases the Borg sphere's hyperthermic stabilizer against Conqueror Borg obliterators. It also reduces Conqueror Borg suppressor and obliterator.
Wait, I want to go back to that forbidden tech. They show that at tier 12 level 60. Can the prototype actually hit tier 12, or is that limited to tier 11 like the regular forbidden text?
Against Conqueror Borg Obliterators. It also reduces Conqueror Borg Suppressor and Obliterator critical hit chance and shield mitigation. Upgrade materials for both the Interplexing Beacon and Borg Operating Table can be found in the Maverick Faction Store or purchased from the web store. The Borg Sphere, along with its dedicated prototype and chaos tech, is designed to enhance the Maverick loop. By hunting Conqueror Borg suppressors and obliterators, commanders can maximize task progress, earn exclusive rewards, and continuously strengthen the sphere to face the Borg's expanding threat across the galaxy. Good luck out there, commanders. Hit it.
It's interesting. That's very interesting. I look very forward to seeing some factoids about how this lands. How it ships, how it's going to be going. Because if this is one of those ships where you need to have it up at the level that your matches like your ops or whatever, like that's a very, very specific spot that I have issues with as a G7 player. Because a lot of times to get the ship to that level requires so much time, so much work, so much energy that by the time you get a ship there, unless you're paying to upgrade it, it basically becomes useless and unnecessary by the time you get it. By the time you get it upgraded. It's kind of like the Reliant, taking the Reliant the free to pay path. By the time that I got the Reliant, I already had Joaquin maxed. I already had Khan pretty well maxed at that point. I mean, I wasn't really having too much issue getting the is that the same video?
And Apex Dispersion.
That is the same video. Didn't have too much problem getting the trophies. So relativity's been very, very limited in usefulness. It's turned it into a hands-off mechanic. It's been nice, but it's taken way too long for it to become super useful. Something like the Excelsior, though, the Excelsior started, and it's based on the ship level for what level of hostiles you have to hit. So it tiers up, or it accelerates the loop with the ship. And that is extremely useful because they're not having that weird expectation of me to drop $1,000 to get a ship up to G7 level. So if this one scores up the same kind of manner, that'll be useful. That'll be something I'm on board with. They are 2 free refits. I heard them mention that in the video too. It does go to G7 ship parts. So that's going to be very similar to the way that the ship parts are in the GS31 and there's ship parts in somewhere else too, I think. But the GS31 refinery, that's what that one really reminds me of. So there's going to be a hostile hunt for the Borg hostiles. Solo hunt includes 5 tasks, each requiring a higher tier Borg sphere. Interesting. Higher level hostiles count towards lower tier tasks, enabling stacks progression. Alliance allows all members to contribute by completing their own solo tasks. Very interested to see how that's going to play out. Borg Sphere comes with 3 always on passive abilities focused on conquerors, suppressors, and obliterators. Omicron particle, apex, blah blah blah. Two refits available for free in the Maverick faction store as you tier up your Borg Sphere. The hostiles themselves. I'll probably get it day one just for the Maverick store. I probably will too, as long as it's balanced for G7. I'll probably pick it up. If it works the same way the Excelsior did, I'm definitely on board and I'll get it. Quantum Resonance Beam. Instantly destroys any non-Borg sphere ship. Is that the insta-kill one? That's the insta-kill one. That's the go-home cannon. It'd be interesting to see what round that actually fires on. Like if you get 5 rounds to be able to kill them, or if that's round 1. Awarding Maverick Renown Maverick credits and then Epic Maverick credits. So it looks like it is only those 3 officers. They showed SNW Pike, but it says Christopher Pike there. I wonder which Pike that's going to be. Okay, Borg operating table, interplexing beacon, research. New research node added to Maverick faction store that increases the spear's warp range. Why did they find that necessary? Spear is designed to hunt, conquer Borg suppressors and obliterators, as well as deepen and enhance Maverick faction. Ops 55 Plus can accelerate progression, unlock new tasks and rewards, and strengthen their sphere to face an ever-growing Borg threat to the galaxy. A new event is coming. Unusual spatial rifts are tearing open, revealing a reality where the Borg Queen successfully simulated 21st century Earth and first contact never occurred. A new kind of event is on the rising, pushing commanders to fight back against the Borg like never before. Stay tuned to the official STFC Discord for incoming intel. Might the official Discord join the resistance? So that's where we have this assimilated soul. So this is going to be... This is going to be similar to Mirror Universe then. Where there's an assimilated set of stuff from our universe in there. Instead of a mirror version of it, it's going to be an assimilated version. I skipped the last bunch of ships. I did the Excelsior. I felt the Excelsior was probably a decent one. Just for the extra 2 runs at the challenge track or whatever. That's interesting. That's exciting. It'd be it'd be kind of cool if they had like the board cube thing just kind of like here grayed out that says, you know, like available on such and such date or something. Or the sphere, not the cube. I'm gonna have trouble getting that correct. I'm gonna probably say cube a lot when I mean to say sphere. So I wonder if that rift must be here. So they could be lazy and just overlay like assimilated soul and stuff on top of this. Or they could use this as a gateway. I shouldn't say lazy, because that's the way that the mirror universe is. I was thinking something more along the lines of like the veil, where you actually transition to a different spatial system. I would like to see that. I feel like that would be, I think that'd be a more correct way to do the you know, entering the alternate universe type of thing. It's very good. It's exciting. Cautiously optimistic for that kind of stuff when it comes. All right, so a little bit of progress done on the V'ger event for the day. The Heroica 1 got wrapped up. I just have to finish this meta event, or this event. Finish off the meta. Collect the extra things. Let's see. Faction Hunt is still going. I'll probably just do the Klingon one. I did all 3 of them yesterday. Just mainly using the Dauntless, just running that off in high G5 systems, the 60 system. Got Breen killing to do today. Can run some surges. We have upgrades for the Vengeance. Have some warping things to do, and then Mirror Universe run. Yeah, all that I've really done today is I sent the Serene Squall out for a bit, and the Reliant, just to gain some points massively. We have an artifact upgrade SLB. I did upgrade an artifact to get on the board for that one. We have a fleet commander upgrade. That one's got the faction credits and pretty decent amount of latinum. So I try not to shy away from doing that one, because that's a decent source of things that are useful. Got my shields and armor on Reliance so I could do the 64 systems auto now. That's a lot nicer. Yeah, I've got mine set to be able to do 64s as well. I typically send it to the 62s though. Just so that it lasts a lot longer. I don't find myself needing extra time extra days spent grinding. I'm still able to get plenty of epic splicers from the 62 system, so I'm probably gonna not do any more upgrades on this ship until there's like a really good reason, or until it's ready to tier up. Because it's able to do everything now, so I'll just keep on collecting parts, and if there's a random event in the future that this can dump parts into, sweet, I'll use it for that. Otherwise, it's doing exactly what I need it to do right now. And yeah, that's kind of been my method for CoTA for a lot of this stuff, is if it doesn't do anything for you, just don't bother upgrading it until it can actually do something for you. If it improves the store, if it improves the redemption chests in the store, if it opens something up in the store that's locked behind a certain tier, like that stuff's important. That's a big goal. Like this thing for me right now, I'll get it to tier 15 as soon as it can get the right amount of parts, just so that I can unlock that next level of stuff in the faction store. But yeah, it doesn't need any help doing hostels. There's no reason for me to go to the 66 system or the 68 system. So it could be more useful for a potential spend event in the future. Not likely to have one, but it's not hurting me to hold. I did the same thing with my Squall. I was gonna actually spend that in CoTA, but I forgot about it, and I got a decent amount of parts here, and not enough to tier it, but it's doing. I'm reaching into the 70 system if I need to, but I'm only really grinding in the 60 system, and yeah, as long as the ability is up, I'm able to outlast the hostiles there just fine. So I don't have any incentive to upgrade anything here. So I'm just gonna wait until I have enough to do the actual tier up, and then I'll get it to tier 16. That's the way that I'm approaching things now. It's save but not hold back. I used to always do a save and hold back, but now it's save without holding back. I'm mixing, I guess, what I would consider to be like Samo and James Bond's methodology with things. Don't hurt your progression. Don't hurt your progression to save to be able to spend to earn later. But also don't short yourself on an ability to spend if there's a spend event. I think it's kind of a good balance between both methodologies, between the spend and the save. But if I'm at that point where doing one component makes it more effective in its loop, I'm absolutely doing it, because being effective today is way better in the long run than waiting till tomorrow to be effective. That's gonna be close. I just did that with the... Is that the Excelsior I just did that with? No. Excelsior I'm good at the level that it's at right now. It must be the Dauntless. The Dauntless is one that I'm pushing parts into very quickly. Yeah. So like this one benefits from immediate upgrade. So as soon as I get the parts needed, Like I'll upgrade one of these weapons, whichever one's gonna yield me more benefit. Because that one's just, if I crew it really well, it can do the G6 hostiles for almost its whole time in the 60 system. If I crewed it perfectly, it'd probably last just fine, but it's usually a second or third ship, so it doesn't get a great crew most of the time. But I mean, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now is mainly passive, especially since they changed the way that the Suliban, or the way that the V'ger 8472 hostile events score. Now that it scores off of anything, I'm kind of sending it out for... I'm sending those ships out to go kill things as long as they can. Actually, I want to do the 72s. I was able to get into the surge research, and the 71s are pretty easy now. I want to double check and see how I sit on the 72s. Oh, I maxed Seska too. I maxed Seska and I started that surge research, so these things should be a little bit easier. Okay, that shield's still taking a pretty strong hit. That shield's still taking a strong hit. So I might have to change my crewing and take Carol Marcus off. Take Carol Marcus off, and I wonder if Walk Scotty would be useful there. But I'm guessing Carol Marcus is taking too much of the shields. I don't have... Scotty's gonna be on this ship. Maybe not. No, this one. Yeah. He might make a difference. It looks like Paleo's out too. Kind of changed my crewing. What does she do? Critical damage. Critical damage might not be bad. If I have Savic free. I don't have Savic free either. Shock's only 700% right now. That crit damage might actually be pretty decent then. If Section 31 Georgia worked below deck, what's the other one? Quasi? Quasi would be a good one too, but I might have to redo some of my ship layouts again. That's 90% crit damage. How long are the battles going? Six rounds, not enough for burning. The weird lag that the game has been experiencing this weekend has been so interesting. It's so interesting. Oh, damn. That thing smacked the shit out of me. That was a very insignificant change. Or that should have been an insignificant change, at least. The results were surprising. That went 4 rounds. I mean, I guess if that changes... That does change the way that the shields work. Because then I don't get those rounds where I'm getting 0 damage. So I just need a little bit more... A little bit more power. So if I get the opportunity to do the impulse engine, that little bit of mitigation might be enough to shuffle some things. That's interesting. Oh, I can't wait till I get that next on below deck slot. Lag so bad, was full black screen, had to force quit it 3 times today. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think the one spot that I'm really gonna notice the lag is probably when I go to do my freebooters with the GS31. I mentioned that one's gonna take a bit for that to actually blast. I can't believe how much of a difference Carol makes in that battle. Okay. Were my first couple ones damaged or something? No. It's like there was a proc chance that didn't happen. But I shouldn't have anything on a proc chance. Everything should be a straight chance. Interesting. Just right at the edge of effectiveness, I guess. That's interesting how much that can change between like the individual battles. How much RNG there is, and then just how much on the cusp of being like really effective that thing is. Did I change it back? Yeah. Did my 72% isolytic damage buff expire again? No, that's still got a day left. What the hell changed? Did I just get lucky on the first one? Outreach, damage, field mitigation. Outreach, damage, field mitigation. That's crazy. How do you manage to currently have 190.7 million in pressed platinum? Buying packs and not spending it? It's one of those things that scales with your ops level. So like the higher your ops level is, the more latinum that you get in the packs when you purchase them. So like this pack here has 74.5 million latinum. So you see a lot of people that are heavier spenders, like they will have lots and lots and lots and lots of latinum. Every bit of press latinum I tend to spend upgrading and research and chips. Yeah, there's a difference in the spot of the game that you're at than I am. The cost of using latinum is extremely expensive, so I try to avoid it as much as possible. I've done everything that I possibly can to increase the amount of speed ups that I get. So I try to make sure that 100% of basically 100% of my gameplay can be accumulated as far as what I need for speed ups in a very short period. And I try to avoid it as much as possible. But that's the difference between like where you're at in the game and where I'm at in the game, because I'm in the current generation of things. You know, like technically you would be considered to be like in the catch-up area still. Because like when I was level 45, like there was probably a third of what there is for research available. Like when I was 45, we didn't have away teams yet. We didn't have Xborg, didn't have Mirror, Starpath, Aggregation, Maverick, Starbase, all that stuff. We had Combat, we had Station, we had Galaxy, and then Outlaw. I mean, shoot, when I started the game, it was just Combat and Station for a while. They didn't even have the Galaxy tree right off the bat. I don't think that was ops limited. I think it just wasn't part of the game yet. I think that Galaxy got added. I don't know what that would have been, like 8 or 9 months into the game. Also, difference between free to play and pay to play too. To a point. I mean, I didn't really buy much until I was in G4 is when I started spending. I was getting the monthly resource packs. That was kind of before we had the battle pass stuff though, or as we were getting battle pass. It wasn't like a known and trusted thing at that point yet. It was just becoming introduced, and they were still kind of hashing out how they were doing the monthly content arcs. But yes, I mean, you can see, I'll pull up my other account. I've got the one that I just hit Ops 22 with it today. And the thing that's really impressing me with that is I am actually surprised with how much latinum that thing's getting. Because like even this account, I've got 9,000 Latinum right now. Like it boggles my mind the amount of Latinum that's available. And even the syndicate progression, like I can't believe that after, what is it, 2 months, that I'm already halfway to Syndicate 22. Like I already got the claim button. The claim all button in the gifts section. Like that's crazy to me. I also did war room upgrades. Trying to get the war room upgraded so that I can complete it. When did I start the second account? I started this account in the beginning of February. I think it was February 2nd. Yeah, February 2nd. But this is a pretty... It's a secondary account. I'm not putting a lot of focus or effort into it. Like I do the battle pass stuff every day, or practically every day. Some of it's a little out of my reach because there's still kind of a stretch goal associated with it, but I'm trying to progress this account basically at the pace of what the research is. The biggest thing is I'm trying to stay caught up on research with it and keeping the ships upgraded for their level. I was gonna try to skip the Voclus, but the Kira's maxed already, so I'm like, well, I'm gonna build it because I've got the blueprints for it already, and then I'm planning on skipping the Kumari. But again, I may end up just building it because I'll be there. And then I think I'm going to try to skip the G3 faction ships up to getting probably like a D4. Yeah, I'm not going to skip the Devore. I've been saving my loyalty tokens. Saving a few of the loyalty tokens so that when I get to 23, 24, I don't remember what level it is, they start showing up in the chests. I don't remember if it's 7-day or 30-day chest. Vidar and Talios. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get all the specialty ships, and then I'm probably just gonna skip. I don't even know if I want to get the G4 or the G3 epic for sure or not. I may end up just trying to do all specialty ships on this to see if that's a reasonable method. I've got the Discovery. This never becomes a powerful ship, so like it doesn't really have long-term value. The Franklin, does its own thing and does it fine. Like that's all fine and dandy. That's a decent ship to have. This account's gonna get a lot more attention once I can get the Kirshara, because not being able to queue up like 3 hostiles at least, you know, flipping back and forth on screens is kind of rough. I'd like to be able to have at least 3 hostiles done, but I'm gonna single faction it, so I've got options of doing auto grinding. I may do a second faction after I lock the first one, but I'm gonna always leave one faction that I can do auto grinding in, I think. Just to be able to do some of the faction events and stuff. Right now I'm in Klingon. I like Klingon because I think the epic interceptors are generally some of the better ships in the game. I think that they go the furthest. I'll just put it that way. They carry you to the furthest. Even though there might be a little bit of an advantage in going Romulan. I feel like the battleships interfere with the lowest amount of the specialty ships. Like when you look at specialty ships, I mean, you've got the Mantis and then the Cube, Monavine, Vindicator. Maybe there's an even amount of them. The Monavine was a pretty quick one. But I mean, that's the only reason. I think the Cube is the only reason to even do any faction ships, to be honest. So I think I'm going to try to catch 1 or 2 per generation. I'll be skipping around. I do know that for a fact. But especially anything that's in the IA building definitely has been interesting. The like stuff with the Franklin and the Botany Bay in the archive, and how that's kind of helping to accelerate that loop. You always grind for certain ships too. Yeah, the ships aren't hard to acquire by any means. It's usually a matter of the parts that you're putting against them and the resources. But I keep on playing that in the background. I've got both games loaded so I can flip back and forth. I've got both games on my phone so I can flip back and forth too. So it's pretty easy to keep up with them. Just try not to put too much effort into the smaller one. Trying to keep that as passive as possible because I don't intend to have that interfere with my progression on my main account here. You know, like on the off days, like sometimes I'll have one up on one screen and one up on the other screen, and if it's a big grindy event or whatever, like I'll knock out some hostiles for sure. Especially if they've got some of the stuff for the like the frontier events and stuff like that. Sometimes just grinding out a bunch of swarm, or some coming up will be like Borg probes for me. Like some of that stuff, it's like heavy grind, but it's really rewarding because you get a ship unlocked, or you get a bunch of parts to upgrade it. You know, like there's a lot of incentive to it right now. Wait, that reminds me. That war room I can finish off. And then actually I'm gonna flip back to that. We had the first war room on this server. So I upgraded this to level 11, which gives the war room a bonus reward. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to collect this. This changed. This, I don't remember what this changed from, but this is like way more resources now than what it was before. And I might even stop. I don't know what the next level is. Oh, I forgot about how long it takes. Do I like faction hunts? I absolutely hate faction hunts. It's not that bad anymore since they updated the event, because on my main account, the event hasn't been updated it was out of date for a long time, and it was absolutely pointless to participate in them. I do like it for my younger account. My younger account's at a spot where it's a very good event. It does a lot of good stuff for it. I don't enjoy it because I don't like clicking too much. If I can get away with doing auto grinding, I mean, that's why I'm sitting in Federation space right now. Is I'm doing the Romulan, no, the Klingon one. I don't know, whichever one. Yeah, Romulan. But it's really easy. 90 points doesn't take much. It's a little bit harder on the bigger account because it's like, I don't know, 75 hostiles per, versus this one's like 25-ish. But I'm not going to do the Klingon hunt because I don't want to lose any of my Klingon reputation. But I don't have a lot of stuff that I can spend on yet. Like, even most of my researches haven't gotten into much for materials. I don't even know about the resources that are in there, honestly. The amount of resources that this game pays out right now is almost stupid. Stupid high. Because there was a very long time that going through G2 and G3, like, there weren't events that really paid out materials at all. Like, all of your collection was basically through your refinery. And the refinery is a very, very unreliable sourcing of materials. But there was always, raiding was always a good source of resources. It still is too. But I haven't found resources to be the holdup at all yet. It's definitely definitely speed ups, honestly. And that's kind of the same spot I was at through like G6 and G7 too. Like one of the biggest limiting factors in the game has been the speed ups. I was gonna double check. I think I have what? I'm 200 points away from Quark's challenge. I'm guessing that I missed a day here. I know that there was an event that needed you to do something that was like outside of my warp range or something like that. But like this material spend event, like I don't really have anything that I can spend any materials on right now. Like I can't really participate in that. I did my threat from beyond this morning. I upgraded the ops to 22 this afternoon, and that kicked off another threat from beyond. I may actually end up doing that because that only takes 10 level 24s. I should be able to do that with my Franklin. Does the player need the NES protector to rift into the mirror universe? You can take any ship in there, but I don't know if the refinery opens up enough things. I don't know if the refinery opens up enough things to unlock the rift keys and stuff unless you build it. But if you have the rift keys, yes, you can go in there with any ship. There's a certain area that you cannot go to without the ship. Hello, RSDJ. How you doing tonight? So when it comes to Mirror Universe, you can go in any of these systems fine, but you can't go into this area here. This area up here has hazards, and the hazards are so high that the only ship that can live there in any amount of time is the Protector. But as long as you enter through the rifts areas, any of these areas to the right of them are just fine. Just grinding, gotta beat MJ somehow, for sure. I'm not lying. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love MJ and all, but I kind of want to see you win. I want to see him just have to pay off that bet. It hurts his heart so much that I feel like it would be hilarious to see. Well, that's good. I mean, that's a good wager you two have together. I like it. All right, let's go back to the big account. If I win, I'll pay out my side of the night. He does the British stream just to watch him break. I will definitely be in full attendance. I might even record the whole stream. Like, I'm not even talking about grabbing clips. I might record that entire stream just to have the entirety of it. 'Cause I think it's I think it would be peak content. I think it would be peak content. So speaking of mirror universe things, no, I need to finish my Breen. Can you imagine his face when he's wearing the red coat jacket and has to admit the British were right about everything? And then I buy him the yeah. That that would be pretty priceless. That would be pretty priceless. Did I finish that event yet? Oh, it's doing that. I had this happen last time. I'm attacking 72s, but only 71 score. I can't make points on the 72s. That's so stupid. Like, why do they not have that coded to be 71 or higher? Makes zero sense. But we can try the 71 elites. I use the disco to make the anomalous phenomena quicker. Oh yeah. I've got other ships that have the jump ability on them, and those other ships count too. So like, if you have the jump ability on your Serene Squall, you can jump with that and get the points. If you have it on your Borg Cube, you can jump with that and get the points. Because I don't use my disco a heck of a lot. These are probably about as strong as the 72s. The only time I use my disco is if I'm in the, if I'm housed in the margins. Because then I get out of warp range of some of my specialty ships and some of my smaller ships. For the stuff I'm not out of warp range, it's usually only like a 3-minute warp at worst. But it's definitely easier to like summon and just jump. Like a lot of times I'll just do the jump. I'll just jump to the next system, then jump to the next system, and then jump to the next system, and then travel back home. I think you gotta do 4 jumps if I remember correctly. If I don't end up using it up otherwise. Which I usually do. Okay, so that's about the same RNG. So by the time I actually get to 72, I should have my ship tiered up. And that'll give me the ability to have an extra below deck slot. I think that'll make a big difference on the RNG there. Because then I can add crit chance, extra crit chance, or extra isolytic damage, or let's start putting Scotty on to do shield mitigation changes against the hostiles. Like all that stuff would make a difference. Or Apex Shred. I think this is gonna give me enough to be able to upgrade the ship. I'll be able to upgrade the impulse engine on the ship. And that'll be the last thing that increases my combat effectiveness. Because then I think it's the cargo hold and the warp engine left. Did not get very much done in STFC today, though I did make sure to do the disco and the disco enemies today. Yeah, I mean, some days are tougher than others. Like, we all spent a lot of time, especially on Sundays, attacking Swarm. That changed a little bit when you're able to get your Borg freebooter sweeps. I don't know what level those kick in, but it was nice to be able to kick doing Borg at all, or Swarm. Lose the necessity to complete the Swarm dailies, because having to hit 75 hostiles of one type was always a little bit of a pain, but it was one of the more rewarding events in the game for a long time. Especially for the con shards. The con shards were one of the more worthwhile things. Actually, Moreau wasn't a bad one either. Was it Moreau? The Borg faction opens up at Ops 38. I look forward to that spot. Like, I was trying to pick like what my next ops would be from 21 that would be like most exciting for me. And then I kept on looking at stuff from like, well, at Ops 22 I can do this. Like, that's not anything too special, but then 23 I can build this ship and then start that loop, and then Ops 24 I can build this ship. Ops 25 I can start that loop. Ops 26 I can start doing this, and this, and it's like there's not really a point that's like a really good stopping area until you get to like Ops 31 or something, because there's just so many things that open up in the 20s. Like, I think one of my alliance mates said that they were planning on camping at 30, and I'm like, you know, if you go to 31 you could start doing this loop too. And there's either 29 or 30, and there was one level underneath what one of the loops was going to start at. And I was like, man, but it's hard to say that that's, you know, like just another couple levels until you get to the next thing. And it's like the never-ending spot in this game. It's like there's always something just a couple levels higher to do. I recommend getting at least 2 divorce. I would recommend doing at least 5, to be honest. It makes that stuff go by so quick. And then having a couple to scrap out for the Bisha. I think you need to have at least 2 Devores and then 2 Fishas. Okay, so that's done. And this is going to be really close to being able to upgrade the impulse engine. But you don't need to have that all at one time either. Like, you continuously get the blueprints for the divorce, so you will have the opportunity to build as many as you want. That never stops. I could build 2 divorces right now. I don't know how many I have on hand either. I probably have 3 divorces. I wouldn't be surprised. I've got 2 fiches, and I have 3 divorces. But I haven't broke those out for anything in forever. Like, the last thing that I used the divorce for was just for a PvP event, for something low for people to be able to hit. All right, let's see if we can upgrade. I really wish that it had some uncommon materials here. So, chicken or egg situation has arisen. So I have not spent in CoTA yet. I have also not spent in this Vengeance parts acquisition event. I don't know what I have to be able to spend. I have to spend G6 uncommon or rare materials to be able to do stuff. And I don't think I have any G6 research left anymore that I can spend any materials on. Because all the stuff that I have takes the hazard particles. And the G7 surge stuff, I do have a little bit left. But this is all going to take rare ore, which I will not have enough to be able to make a impact there. This is all at common. This doesn't start until 72. And I don't think any of the other research trees have any G6 materials in them. Other than a couple of primes. There are a couple of primes in the station or galaxy tree that take G6. It must be galaxy. I may have done them in a previous event. But it's for efficiency on refines for G5. I did those already. And this is D5. Boy, I've got that almost done. Man, have I caught up on research. Second Fisha is stuck at a warp interlock 4. Yeah, that makes it... Luckily, you can pick up some of that stuff in some of the event stores. Some of it's level locked, too. What other spending options? I would like to put that into my vengeance. Exotic spirits, signal observatory schematics, nope. Maverick periphery intel, Maverick credits, nope. This is where I need to make a decision in this game. Do I keep pushing Crenshaw? Or do I build an enterprise and start upgrading that? How competitive is the server for Lat Rush? I couldn't tell you. It's competitive enough that I don't participate. You have to be mining Latinum with 5 ships all day to be able to compete. Probably even 8 ships. And people get take a lot of pride in completing those events. I could spend it here. That's enough to be able to get one of those done. I don't know when I'll have requirements to do my defense platforms. But I know eventually I'll have to catch back up with those. B takes the same things. I don't think that's enough. Let's do some research. Let's do some research. So let's see what it would cost. See how far I can take a Enterprise E. Or is it a D? Which is the one that I can build? I never remember. Oh, that's an E. That would be the G6 one. Like, can I take it to tier 10? No, I don't have the rare to be able to do that. 8. See, I'm lacking in the rare gas right now. I'd only be able to take it to tier 4. That doesn't give me any more spend. Now, at least. It doesn't give me any more spend than doing that one dock does. Do you like the gold skin on the Crenshaw? Which one's the gold skin? Is that the one that I have? I never remember which of the skins are the skins. No, the hijacked one that I have. The gold one's fine. I'm not a big fan of the gold skins. I mean, I'm sure there's some ships that have a good one. I don't know where the Crenshaw's is. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this skin. I mean, to be honest, like the only ship that I really like that one's not bad. I was thinking the Snakehead might be the only one I really like in the gold skin. M414 doesn't look too bad. Like, I think that looks pretty good in the gold skin. It's not terrible, but I wouldn't wear it. Sorry, I wouldn't wear. Titan, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, it requires tier 18. That's definitely the thing. It requires max tier. Like, for the most part, I'm not a fan of the gold skins. To be honest, I don't like a lot of... I shouldn't say a lot of them. I don't like a decent portion of the skins. I probably only have like 2 or 3 of them active right now. So, like, my Vengeance has one. I don't think I have cosmetics for that many other... I can't think of what the other ship I would have a cosmetic for. Like, I have a lot of cosmetics, like stuff that have the abilities, but like I don't usually equip them for the stylizing. Yeah, but I don't care that much about how the ships look. Like, I care more about the abilities that the skins give. I mean, that's the reason that I have things that are unclaimed. You know, like I have 2 skins here, but they do nothing for the ship. There's no abilities here. So I don't have them unlocked. Same thing with these projectiles. These projectiles do nothing for the ship. I don't have them unlocked. So I'm not unlocking them because no benefit, no reason to unlock. I'm getting that stuff through like the away teams and stuff. You know, like that's all good stuff, but you know, like there might be some really obscure event that pops up one day that has ship skin unlocking scoring, and I might be the only person in G7 that can collect 2 ship skins and score in that event for free, at least. I mean, you know, like that that's part of that save mechanic that I have in my head. You know, like, if does it do anything for me? Is it going to progress my game in a positive way? If there's no yes answers to that, then it's not something I'm going to pursue. It's kind of like doing this upgrade. Like, this upgrade doesn't score any points for me. It makes the ship stronger, but not in a significant way. There's an event that'll pop up tomorrow that spending these automation modules counts for. I have more crystal. Oh, man. I should build an enterprise, though. Because I do need to have... a stronger explorer. But I don't think it's worth it to only be able to take it up to tier 4. I mean, 19,000, 22,000 uncommon, and 3,000 rare. So that's 220,000 points plus 60,000 points. See, that's not even... That's barely an eighth of what I need to be able to score in this event. Man, I really need some spot that I can dump a whole bunch of uncommon into. Like, it won't take long to bank up some stuff to really be able to put an effort in. So I think for Chronicle of the Ascendant, I might have to just do G5. See what I can build for G5 ships and just spend G5 stuff. I know I've got some stuff left on this Tadaridex. Am I that low? Oh, I'm that low on Tritanium. Well, let me spend 41,000 tokens. No. Well, let me spend 41,000 here. Let me use a good chunk of it. If I don't blow through 40 trillion titanium, I'm going to be impressed. I don't know what that error message was from, but this is where I might get into using Latinum. What about the new Maverick Vengeance skin? The white and blue one. Good evening, Big Booty Banga. That's the Tron looking skin. It doesn't. I don't think it's something that's impactful. It doesn't progress the game. I think it looks nice, but I'm not gonna pay $100 to make my ship look potentially prettier. That's one of those things, like something like that that's, you know, practically purely cosmetic, probably should be like a $20 or $50 item. It shouldn't really be $100, I don't think. That's my opinion, though. Like, it's got utility, it's got benefit, but I don't think it's... I don't see it as a $100 benefit. Oh, I max tiered that, didn't I? I usually try to leave these at tier 11, and then when you go into Chronicle of War or Call of War, see whatever cow is, that's usually a scoring mechanic to tier up a faction ship. It used to be, at least. I don't think it is anymore. But it used to be like a really big benefit to be able to get a jump start on that event. Oh, let's see if I have any free builds in the G5 world. No. What am I close on? I could do Corvus. Vrax. Mauga. Let's see. Actually, do I have any of those G5 faction miners to upgrade? Doesn't look like it. Pink ship. There's a skin for you. Let's see, we need 128. I hope that this pays off, that the G5 scrapping is actually going to be like released soon. I don't expect it to be like worthwhile or anything, but anything is something. As long as it starts popping out G6 stuff when you do the scrap, it's a good thing. Where did it go? No, I need to build it first. And there's another trillion down. God, that's an ugly sumbitch. They definitely do not put a lot of effort into, well, they don't put a lot of effort into making them look pretty. They make them look very not pretty. We've heard to have pitchforks out. G5 scrapping is as bad as Rev seems to be saying. Well, I mean, it's not going to be G4 scrapping or G3 scrapping. It can't be. And I don't think... There's going to be a large amount of players that are going to be unhappy with it no matter what. So it doesn't really matter for the most part. But there's going to be players like me that says, okay, this is G5. This is the only thing G5 is good for me. Give me something for it. I don't even care if it's diddly squat. G5 serves absolutely zero purpose in my inventory. And I've been accumulating it so long, and I can build ships and ships and ships and ships. If they made G5 scrapping good, it would break the economy in such a weird way. Because I could probably build 5 or 6 ships right now. The tritanium's my limiting factor, but even that lat conversion for that isn't probably that bad. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's still... That did some weird things. I wouldn't be surprised if it's still kind of an advantage. Like, you might be able to buy a pack and end up getting, you know, like enough G5 stuff out of it that it makes sense to pay to scrap. I mean, it's possible. But I do think it's going to be disappointing in a way. But I mean, there's as many efficiencies have gone into the game for, you know, like what these parts actually like cost and what the input costs have been decreased by. Like it's got to have some kind of a parallel. Like, I feel like the efficiencies that you have for upgrading a ship should be considered for part of the formula for what you get back from scrapping. Like, I think there should be a one-to-one correlation with that. I think it's got to be the easiest way to keep the economy in check. If you get a 700% increase in efficiency of parts, you should get a 700% decrease in output. Man, that's doing some weird stuff. It's got like this weird tear up lag. This game has been more unstable over the last 5 days than it probably has been for a couple of weeks. I'm a little nervous for how Tuesday's gonna go. I have very low expectations for positive results. Because there's all sorts of weird little glitches that keep happening. I should have looked to see how many points this is supposed to accumulate. I don't know. I don't know how far it's gonna carry. I'll have to look at the top there and see if it shows the SMS is finished off or not. No, it's still counting towards the SMS. I'm guessing like this entire ship should close it off. Just wait till Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday is going to be interesting. I'm excited for the content, but I have a feeling it's going to be a rough day. I have a feeling Tuesday is going to be a rough day. And we're out of titanium. I won't look at it till late at night. I'll log into the game because I have it so like all my chests in this section, in the gifts area, my IA building, my Syndicate XP, that's all done around reset. So I'll log in to do that much of it, but I won't do much more. Oops. Good evening, Broken Wolf. I'm a Nat mod. You're fine. You're fine. It's Sunday night. There's a lot of stuff going on. Oh, that's a very insignificant amount. Holy. Well, it's one of those things. It's a good idea to look at the packs at reset, Tin Man, because every once in a while when they screw up the packs, you don't want to miss some of them screw ups. It's worth just peeking to see what they have. But yes, I wouldn't buy it until everything's at least stable. Unless it's something that's obviously needs to be bought or something changes in it. Yeah, spend it fast too. Yeah, because they can take it away when it's in your account still, but they can't take it away when it's already been spent. I always buy ship day one. If I know that I'm gonna buy it, I make sure that I get it on the first day, and I'll usually get the first day upgrade pack. If there's any advantage in getting it, but I usually won't upgrade the ship until the second run of the upgrade leaderboards. I might not be able to finish this CoTA. Like, those are some big points. I know it's supposed to be hard, but I'm gonna end up putting this stuff into my Crenshaw. Because I can do 2 components on the Crenshaw, and that still leaves me to be able to do the dry dock. That's 13 days. It's only 1.7 million. Bar steel. I actually kicked on my titanium generators. Unlocked Cochrane yesterday. I don't know if I don't think I have them unlocked. I wasn't paying attention. No. If I put any effort in at all, he'll get unlocked, though. Shouldn't be hard. I don't even think there's much. There's some stuff in here. I don't know what stuff's actually important towards ops progression. Because to get to 72 and stuff, all the 72 things, none of the extra buildings need to be upgraded because it goes from ops to academy to research to shipyard, and then to ops. There may be a requirement to do refinery too, but refinery doesn't have any weird requirements. So all of it's just extra. All right, I'm gonna pop and upgrade EXO. And then I'm gonna pop. I think I can do the Transigen one. I don't think it's on cooldown. Yeah. Oh, that one's an auto-activate one, right? Yes. And that gets it down a couple of days, which is good. Well, let's see. I have 2 build speed ones. We get it under 11? We got it under 11. I never thought about the double upgrade thing. But I'm glad to see that it's only uncommons. Alright, so we're gonna upgrade dry dock. This one takes the gas as well. Recall miners because that should be enough points. .6, 2.7. Yes, that'll be enough points. I have to go mine some titanium. I have the yellow triangle of death now. It only makes me somewhat worried. I mean, I can now equip tier 5 components. I gotta save that. I am gonna finish off this tier of the Crenshaw. Well, I can't finish it off, but I can do 2 components here. This is my only real spot that I can spend right now. Okay, so that'll be able to get me up to the 2nd tier. That'll put me at 96. I'll have 96 shards. But I should be able to get something from this SLB still. I'm in 2nd right now, which I'm not going to be able to place good on this 2nd one, so that's going to slide down just a little bit. I'll get some more there if I can finish this SMS. I don't see a way to possibly do it, though. Now without dropping some cash. Because... no, that's not what I wanted. I don't think I have... no, I don't have a 7-day chest or 30-day chest ready to grab. So that, and then there was a couple of research items I could do. And then that'll be it. Actually, let's look at the event store. Because I have event store currency that I need to spend still. I forgot about that. Okay, I'm not going to get Reliant parts. I'm not going to get GS31 parts because that's maxed. Relativity is maxed. Vindicator. I could do Vindicator parts. I could do Protector parts. I don't need to, though. None of these ships will do anything for me. Officers. DMP Sulu. That's a different currency, isn't it? No, that's the same. DMP Sulu, I wouldn't mind getting tiered up. Actually, that's not even that important. That's critical hit chance. I don't really need critical hit chance. There's enough other stuff to cover that. Skill points. Lorca skill points aren't bad. What do we have here? Galactic Recruit, Syndicate XP, War Room upgrades. No, I need to spend it on the building. Subspace relays. $3,500 enough to do anything? It would be. So we will get our subspace relays. When it turns red, then you worry. Yes. Yeah, yellow isn't too bad. Red is definitely the sign of concern. What's the return rate on materials here? So I can do 70 chests here. $70 times 31 is not a lot. $2,170. That would be not enough to get the ship tiered up. That is G7. There is G7 in there too. Oh, that Parsteel one isn't even that great. I mean, that's what, 71? $70K, 140, so we'll call that 140 times 70. $9.8 million. Oh, there's the red one. We're gonna get booted out of the game. There's not much else in here that's... The war room upgrade would be a good thing for me to grab. So I should grab that and the rest on the crystal. My war room needs help. My war room needs some serious help. Even the Gear Up Catalyst is kind of tempting. But the Tritanium is probably my best friend at this point. So there's a lot of spots to be able to get Tier Up Catalyst these days. Titanium is always your best friend. Yes, it is. That's the #1 generator that runs in my base, I think. Sigma Par Steel's been pretty decent. I don't know if that actually counted. That it failed to go. Oh, geez. Let's back out of the event store completely and go back in. We got booted. I knew that was bound to happen. Well, it's going back in. It didn't stop at the 70% login area. Okay, let it figure itself out a little bit quick. That looks fine. Okay, so it deducted. I don't know if it paid, but it deducted. Gonna have some remainder. $2,400. I wonder what the random crap is that I'll be able to get with 2,400. Is it just going to be the subnucleonic beam or Frankie whip? Yeah. That's so stupid. Chip parts, be able to get a couple of like 4 drive components. All the 4 parts, frequency modulators. Appreciate that. That's so useful, Scopely. Chip blueprints. I would take a G5 blueprint. I don't need any of the specialty ships though. I have no intention of building a second one. Okay, the North Star blueprint is tempting actually. I don't have a North Star anymore. I've got the USS Jellyfish. I did ore because I wanted my cube maxed at my ops today. I was tempted for the ore because I know ore is my next building requirement for the academy. And that's just stuff I wouldn't have to spend lat on for the extra commons, or decrease the amount of lat that I'd have to spend on the commons. Okay, we're gonna call that spent. I've got this to do. 6,000 again. I think every day I've got 6,000. We've got a few pulls to be able to do here. I'm within pretty decent range of actually being able to get this unlocked. I think it's going to be unlocked after today. Hello? Because I'm at like 22, 97, 23 components, I think. I think I had about 25 to go. That puts me around 31. With a round pull of 3,000 left. And although this one is extremely tempting, I still want to try to pull Aphelion shards. It's gonna be up for a couple of days yet. Yeah, those numbers need to be like 10 times higher than what they are. The sphere is going to be an ore pig. I don't know. It's G5, so it might not be terrible. I mean, it'll get up to the G6 level eventually, and then it will probably get really rough, but... Cosmic cleanup. I didn't do my cosmic cleanup yesterday. Tactical advantage supplies. It'll be interesting to see where the efficiency comes in for it. All right. I don't know what this is. FKR rep exocomps. Interesting. Alright, so I got faction reputation that I can spend. I'm gonna save that because that... not enough to move the needle yet. I'm gonna save that for when it does. Alright, I'm gonna ship these things off. Go mine in the margins some more. And I've got to go do... What do we have? V'ger Orions today? Yeah, V'ger Orions. I don't even know if that's a proper crew anymore. They're just dealing damage. It'll work. There are 2 ships max to my ops now. You got me spending GS31 and Cube. Nice. That's a good spot. I mean, those are both really good ships to have maxed at your level. Like, they're 2 really important ships for a lot of aspects of the game. Speaking of GS31, get that loaded up and do freebooters. Well, we got some warp times to deal with. Cube is 15 bill now. Isn't that nice? I mean, that's at the point where it, like, gives fuck all about anything. Did that beam go off? It must have. Yeah. I think the hostiles are still showing, so I was like not sure if they were actually gone or there. So confusing. All right, so this crew with 72s is a little rough. I think I had this problem with the last time. These are the ones that don't like to have suitor. But last time I did these, I hadn't done the surge research yet, and I couldn't actually kill them. There's all sorts of errors. All right. So we want this to be probably either section 31 GG or Quasi. No, Quasi's players above deck. Section 31 GG. We want Walk Carol for the shield transfer. That shouldn't be a bad crew. Made V'gers easy. That's good. For as rough of a time as everybody's had with them on or off, it's good to be able to make something like that easy. All right. Hopefully we can get a few more. Got all my points for the damage on one try. I only need to be able to knock down 4 more. I'm bumping up a level. I know the 71s I wouldn't have any problem with, but I'm trying to keep on doing things at 72 because I can push to 72 at any point. But nothing seems to change for the positive for the most part. I got to look at some of the event payouts and see if there's any change in the actual event payouts, because the like loyalty tokens and stuff like that, there's no change. I should be able to kill 2 with this setup. Which, the one that's in here, did it despawn? The one that I damaged must have despawned. Ooh. Yes, that one's a little bit rough too still. That's another thing that'll get a better with another tier of the ship. That's what I was disappointed about. I was kind of hoping to be able to get a tier of the ship in the Vengeance event. Because if I got a tier of that, I'd actually be able to probably do... I'd be able to tier up the ship. Let's see. Because now that I did the dock, I can do the defense platform. That's extra points, extra progression. Got that in right before the cost efficiency expired. Let's see if I can find that damaged one. These things despawn and respawn so fast. All right, so we're at 6. This will be 8. Actually, what I should do is pop the Excelsior out and do an enhance. Because that should be enough to make a difference here. I have to really think about my Forbidden Tech and Chaos Techs. Might need to pick your brain. Yeah, that's something I was thinking about too. It's like I kind of want to like undo everything. I don't know if I can afford to unfoot it and unfit everything and then refit it onto different ships. But I feel like I could use that myself because I think there's some things that could go on different ships better than what they have. It would be a matter of just looking through the list and taking things off of ships that are pretty much retired. I'd be willing to bet that like my 4 most frequently used ships are set pretty decent. I just need to take it off of stuff that I don't use. Yeah, the Roddy's a lot more expensive to repair than the Cube for sure. That's why I kept on using the Cube as long as I could get away with it, because it was always so cheap to repair. I mean, even in like these bigger like armadas and outposts and stuff like that, I like to use the Cube for those too. All right, I think it's just the one left to kill. Which there should be another damaged one floating around too. Maybe not. Let's see if I can attack this one. I really think so close to being able to do 2. Okay, that time we were able to do 2. So it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough to do the Orions at 72. That'll probably take like 4 hulls. Alright, we got an ad break coming up, and I could use a refill on my beverage. Let's get these ships back to base, get them repaired. And then I'm going to send that off to G7 space to do my daily out there. And we'll take a break. And then go through the event list again one more time just to make sure that I didn't forget to do something. Ooh, there's an open armada going. Allegedly. Yes, there is. All right, let's grab that break. All right. Hey, that worked. Boy, I thought this system was going to be a good system for hunting in, but it's been busy. I think this one up here was better. It had better respawns. Hi, Lostin. How you doing tonight? I had a feeling about that. Channel points.
Well,
So, you know,
I still do it for the pulls. I still do it for the pulls.
of course you do. Of course you do,
Yeah.
Hat Boy. So,
All right, cooldown is back down to 30 seconds. It's gonna become the hostile grinding song. I'm gonna do the same thing though, where it increases by 10 seconds every time it gets ran. You did set my walk on. Nice. Oh, this isn't. This is not the right system. Man, one of these systems I found. I wonder if it was that one. One of them was really heavy on the battleship spawns for me. And I forgot to change my crew back to what it should be. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this done in 2 hulls even. Well, maybe 2. Definitely not 1 though. Hello, Matija Muscullen. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, this is gonna die a painful death. That wasn't too bad. What did I get there? 4? I told myself I was gonna reset my my hostile count too before I started. That's still not the system that I was looking for though. Okay, set this to the right crew. Yeah, the last time we had it up to like 220 seconds or something like that. Did a test with the outpuffs going that is in general Discord and did a relativity 68 polygon solo and won. Nice. That's got a little bit of the Romulan ships. Yeah, the group 1 solo. That's fairly rewarding. It's one of those things, like, I have people in my alliance that are like, well, you know, like, it doesn't really matter, like, the stuff that you get from the starter chest. It only really matters the stuff that you get from, or the stuff you get from the, it doesn't matter the stuff you get from the Armada. It only really matters what you get from the starter chest. And I'm like, I don't know about that. When you get into the 70s and stuff like that, that makes a pretty big difference. This is not the system I wanted either. I found a system. Wonder if it was this one. I bet it was that one. Actually, no, stop. Oh, it's only a minute and a half. No. I need to do anomalous phenomenon anyways. Oh, that ship. Freebooter stopped working for faction hostiles at level 60. Like, they covered G4 and G5, but they quit working at G6. So it's a little disappointing, but you know, it is what it is. We've been asking for G6 freebooters forever. I mean, they'll come eventually, right? Like, it's gonna become a thing. I don't think they'll do G7 freebooters when they do G6 ones, though. I don't think they will get that lucky. Oh, that reminds me. Microscape, get the watch time added up. I don't even remember what I'm doing in that game today. I think I'm like harvesting wood or something. Yeah. Doing wood cutting. Didn't know that. Yeah. Yeah, it's no worries. It's it's kind of a hot topic in a way. It was one of those things, like, freebooters was one of the greatest things that they added to the game. They just never kept up with it, which is very unfortunate because it was a very big time saver and a really big quality of life improvement when they came out with it. And it would have really done a lot for them if they would have carried that forward into G6 and G7 and stuff. A lot of people would have been really happy with that. I kind of assumed that there was a complication in a way because of the they have something called hazards. It's, I don't know, it's something that's kind of like intransigent space when you get into the higher levels of that, where you take damage from the system. I think that they probably didn't have a satisfactory way to deal with the faction dailies that occur in hazard systems, and they just abandoned it and didn't do it. I don't know. It had to be something really stupid like that. Which is unfortunate, but could you use USS Dauntless? Not at the G7 level. I was using it for the for faction hunt. Like, Dauntless worked fantastic for faction hunt. It's becoming a very useful ship. And it doesn't take long because it's like right out of the gate you can use it in, like, I was able to get up to G5 space with it right away and attack G5 entry level hostiles. Like, it covers all of G4 and like G5 early type of stuff right How fast 10 seconds adds time to that. Use early mirror system for rep grind because I don't have a strong ship. Yeah, the mirror system for rep grind stuff is definitely useful. I haven't had to do a rep grind in a while. Like I do my rep dailies, and that's the extent that I do for grinding for a couple of years now. It's been pretty much on pace for my ops progression. I got a little bit ahead of myself now, but not in a serious matter. Not against a ship that I'm really concerned about. I don't have a. I technically. Yeah, I mean, I've got things locked at the 3rd lock or whatever, but 3rd or 4th, I don't even remember how many locks. Yeah, I don't do your mirror universe grinding. I've gone there for speed ups. I've gone there to harvest speed ups, but I've never done any hostile grinding there. Absolutely refuse. The Dauntless has me tempted to use that. Use the Dauntless there, but I haven't decided whether to do it or not. Oh, that's rough. That's rough being that close, but yet being far away. Last stream, someone said use SNW crew, and it helped. I get 64 hits instead of 41 with Pike Chen Muro. That is a big difference, and yeah, SNW really changed the game in a lot of areas. SNW crew changed the game in a lot of different areas. Like there's a certain point where it becomes more effective. think I would get bored? You think I'd get sick of it too? I mean, that song was constantly on the radio for like 3 years. And that was also like when MTV was still playing music videos. So it was still on there a lot too. That song has been way overplayed in my life. Yeah, exactly. Music TV playing music. I don't. I was watching TV on Friday, and that was the I saw MTV pop up, and I was like, oh, like what's on here this time? And yeah, it was some reality show. The yellow glow around my discovery, that yellow glow means that it's sitting in the veil. So it's just an indicator that the veil is the is where that ship's at. It's a marble disco. Not quite. Oh, speaking of marble. We should play a game of marbles, because I may have found a proper setup. I may have found a proper setup. I might have a Jason V-neck marble now. Which drops? I don't think I said it yet. I did not. It's in a fishbowl. It's in a fishbowl. What it is. But it is a whale. It's a little whale in a fishbowl. I was trying to find something in the shop that had like a whale shape to it, and the closest I found was that fishbowl so far. And I saw that it was up in the modifiers list here, so I was like, okay, we're gonna grab that. That was the only thing that they had that was like really whale-like. Because you can look at all of the different skins and modifiers and trails and stuff that they and I was like, I have the whale unlocked, but it's just a skin and it doesn't really show a heck of a lot. So I was just kind of looking around, and I was like, there's got to be like a shape that matches the whale, or that can get like a little whale-like. So I was looking at all their modifiers, and I was like, they don't have an actual whale modifier. And then I saw the fishbowl, and I'm like, okay, a fish. A fish is about as close as it gets. So now they have a dolphin hat. Yes. When I see the dolphin hat come up in the shop, I'm probably gonna grab that. Oh, they do have it right there. That's awesome. Yes, now they have a dolphin one too. So these all change. They have ones that change on the hour and then on the day. Ooh, I don't know if I can apply the dolphin hat to the player marbles. I might not be able to do that one. Because it's a trail. I can put it on my marble. Instead of the gummy bear, I can have the dolphin. But as long as we're in here, let's just do a couple rounds. All right, for you fellas on YouTube, fellas or ladies, you want to play marbles on stream, you can come over to my Twitch chat. And to play in the Twitch chat, all you have to do is do an exclamation point play. Anyone help you change your name? So it's exclamation point play and then 3. I was doing some testing with bot marbles Friday night, I think it was. Up to 2 minutes 20 seconds. Is it that high already? Well, that's 2 minutes. Should be 2 minutes and 40 seconds. I do like the build a track feature. It's kind of interesting. I do have one that I've built, and I might actually do a builder pack next month when the new season starts and do something a little more sophisticated, because like you can do one kind of like this. Like you have this kind of a starting area, but like you can't do, you don't have the little flipper dippers, and I don't even know what that is. That's a weird jump thing. Like some of this stuff you can't build like with the default build ability. That's weird. It's like a secret track. All right, 15 seconds, exclamation point, play. A little dolphin hat. That doesn't kill your friends. That's kind of what it looks like. I didn't know if there's a real way to get down the that next level or whatever. Because like all those things, like you need to be able to have a an option to get down to them at least. Somebody went boom. I went boom. How did I get so far ahead? Oh, and there's death. That must be how you get down. Don't follow me. This is a high death track. Are we all gonna die? Nope, Loston made it. Loston's on his own. This could be a full wipe. This could be a full wipe. Because it all depends on where that finish box lands. Ooh, it looks like that's going in a favorable direction. Oh, that was... No, you didn't win. You bounced out. That was so close. We gotta run another one. Exclamation point play. Do exclamation point play and whatever number you want for one of the special marbles. So 1 will get you the Mrs. Mad Cow. 2 gets you the pickle. 3 gets you the whale in a fishbowl. If you're subscribed, you can use number 4 for the American flag and number 5 for the alien ball. I'll add some other country flags at some point here too. I'll go through my my Twitch analytics and add them in order of popularity. Oh, it's not the number sign, just 5. I don't know if it'll change. I can kick you out. I can kick you out if you want, and you can rejoin with it. It'd be neat if it automatically lets you change it like that. But I can boot you if you want to change it to something else. I'm gonna hit start. You got 2 minutes to decide. Go with it, like, go with it the way that it is. Can you do it? We'll do one more after this. We could do one more after this. This is a very similar track to the last one. So this one is called Fuel Survive Original. I'm guessing the other one was Fuel Survive Updated or something. Because like that's an interesting similarity. Who's Ball? Hitman is like right on that starting line. What other marble is that? It must be Yorks. All right, 20 seconds, exclamation point, play. Oh, I didn't realize the chat window's covering up the marbles. Might have to reorganize that. All right, Tin Man, Lost In, and Jorg straight through. Tin Man's going good. Tin Man makes it into the secondary track. Anybody stay up top? Broken and Lost Wolf. Broken and Lost Wolf. Broken Wolf and Lost In. Boy, I am way behind. Tin Man goes through for the win. Followed by Broken Wolf and Lost In. So they called this one Fuel Survive, but this one apparently be the easy one to survive. Except for me, I died. GG's. Four winners. Round racing. Exclamation point, play. Well, you can't even really see these ones. The pickleball is really glowing now. Or is that the alien ball? That must be the alien ball. Can't really see what's on it right now. It's a dark track. All right, starting the countdown. 90 seconds to do exclamation point play. So many tracks to try. Yeah, there's a lot. Especially when you get into the community maps. Like, these should be studio maps. I'm pretty sure these are studio maps. 45 seconds until bye. Well, 55 seconds until play. Or roll. What is going on back here? They got the... Oh, this is a racetrack. This is a laps track. We're going to be doing laps. We're going to be doing laps. One lap? It must only be this way. It's not. Maybe this isn't a laps track. This is confusing. This is designed to look like a laps track. This is also like an anti-Pluto track. What do we have? Broken Wolf in first. Jorg now in first. This is like a Mario Kart track or something. I'm confused because it looks like it's a laps track, but it's not really. I think I have it set up so that the laps tracks don't count. Don't come in for the auto picks. Lost In is at a commanding lead for the moment. I was trying to figure out if there was an easy button to zoom out. Boy, Loston's really heading home with this one. Loston, you might get your win. You're positioned very, very well for it right now. Oh, they got the boxes that gotta get blowed up. Oh no. York passed ya. York wins. Broken Wolf takes second. Loston's third. Oh, I had hopes for you there. Am I gonna lose again? Is my marble just stuck? Wow. I was thinking like there was no chance of getting any kind of a finish on that one. Wow. Go back to the race menu and just double check. Yeah, I think I have my random thing set up to skip laps tracks. I don't remember where that option was. I don't know. I don't see it anymore. But I think there's a way to do it. Anyways, we're gonna call that. Appreciate everyone stopping by tonight. We'll be going live again tomorrow night. About 7 o'clock Eastern is what I'm hoping for. Hoping to get a little bit of an early start. Let's head over to the Doobie Den. Is that microscaping like trim your ear hair? No, not quite. Yeah, I'll be live again tomorrow night. I'm gonna aim for about 7 o'clock. Gonna aim for about 7 o'clock Eastern. Go through whatever final events we have for the day, closing out CoTA and talking about whatever kind of preparation work that we have for launching into the Arc. We will be raiding into Inglorious STF Sears, where Loston here in chat and our buddy MJ that we're raiding into will be hosting a show with a few others. I'm sure MJ will be more than willing to tell you about that. And then, yeah, otherwise, hope everybody has a fantastic Monday.